Hey, I'm Patrick Slayton, and I love to make stuff. Now, to say I like to make stuff is kind of an understatement, because I like to make a lot of stuff. Let me show you what I mean. Now, here's something I just made. It's a little walnut mailbox and address holder. It's a simple little thing, but it just dresses up the house so nice. Now, here's a dining table I built out of apple ply. I put a walnut veneer on the top. I had the legs custom made. Turned out beautiful. Nice little dining table. Nice. My dog pukes a lot. Now here's another painting I painted. This is Jim Belushi from the movie 1941. I wish this was about 5 times this size because I love it. I painted that back when I was in college, so I'm not even going to tell you how long ago that was. I had it in an art bag for like 20 years. My wife had it framed for me one Christmas, and I just love it. I think it's great. Here's a 1965 Vespa SS180 I restored. I got this out of St. Louis, Missouri. It was completely covered in rust and hadn't been run since 1972. The lady crashed it when she was in college, and she just put it in her garage, and it sat there for 20 years, well, gee, what's 72? What's that, 30, 40 years before I found it. And I restored that whole thing. That was a whole winter-long project. So here's 3 other tables that I made. Coffee table has an ebonized top. It's all on wheels, so it rolls around really easy. Now this little footstool here I made, it's a big slab of oak, and I sanded it down. The legs are actually horse ties from the 1800s. Now this little footstool over here, let's see, bam, that one. That's the one I recovered with some Herman Miller fabric that I got from the Herman Miller outlet store in Zeeland, Michigan. It's nice to live in Michigan sometimes when you can go to the Herman Miller store. Now this painting I made back in 1998. It's a knockoff of an original, but I didn't want to pay the money, so I just bought myself a big 6-foot canvas and reproduced that thing. I've had this thing forever. Well, since 1998 anyway. Now these are fun. These are some postcards someone sent me about 20 years ago. And I just put them in clear lucite frames. I think these are so fun. They're just so bold and graphic. And I know a lot of people have got them, but they threw them away. And I just thought they were just so lovely and fun. So I just put them all in frames and hung them as one piece of art. Now this table here I made as well. This is a big long sofa table. It's 8 feet long. It's all made out of steel. And again, it's on wheels just like the other table, so we can roll it around, roll it out of the way. It too has an ebonized maple top. Also the birdhouses. We made these birdhouses. My dad made the one on the right. Boop! And I made the one on the left. Bam! I took this picture on a recent trip to New York at Top of the Rock. This is my son Jay. I had him stand behind the viewfinder and put his hat up on top and stick his arms out. And we blew that up. I took that on our iPhone and we blew that up to like 36 inches. Now here's a little shelf that I built to house the remote box and the Apple TV, just to get that stuff out of the way. I also covered the fireplace in walnut panels so I could hang the TV and hide the cable and the power lines that run to it. Now here's a little desk I built for my wife. This is a butcher block top and some legs I found on Craigslist. She used to use it as a desk. It was kind of a narrow desk, but she worked it out. It worked out great. It's heavy. And again, it's something that's going to last a whole lifetime for sure. And I know I showed you a whole bunch of different things that I made around the house, but my real job, which is making commercials for 20 years. I made commercials for Buick, most of the car companies. Here's a couple of them right here. Ooh.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
That must have been some sale, Patty.
Jim just had to have it. We saved hundreds. You?
I had to have this. I saved thousands.
Wow.
Love all of this.
It lights up everything.
I let Emily borrow the Buick, and with this remote linked app, I know right where she is.
Nice. Hey, isn't that where we used to?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Should we call your dad?
No.
So now I'm starting my own YouTube channel to chronicle some of the things I make. Because I make so much stuff, I'm always doing something. I move from one thing right to the next. And barely any downtime in between. I just like doing stuff. I like being busy. I like making things. I don't know. I have some odd satisfaction when it comes to making things. It doesn't matter if I don't know how to do it. I'll learn how to do it as I go along. Sometimes they turn out great. Sometimes not so great. But I try. That's it, really, I think.